How's it going, everyone? Hey, I am Dan Lomarth, United Wealth Management. Just in case we haven't met yet, if you've been working with Alan primarily, but I'm coming to you on behalf of the entire team. Myself, Alan, Kim, and Elizabeth. We're just wrapping up things for the year, and the MEC and the PRAP Service Center just announced this new enhancement to the PRAP. So I just want to address that real quick because I know there's going to be some questions. We've already got some questions just in the past couple days about what that's about, and being that the end of the year is here and we're going to be out of the office through the 1st of January, just kind of wanted to address those things. So first of all, nothing needs to be done right now. This is not a time-sensitive matter. As a matter of fact, if you went onto the PRAP website, you can't even change your post-tax contributions right now. They're all turned off for January for all pilots, and the PRAP folks did that because they made this change, and they didn't want double deductions coming out of that before people were kind of up to speed on how this works. So what's this change about? So let's review the way it has been. So everything has to do with post-tax contributions. If you're not making post-tax contributions to your 401k, your PRAP, nothing's changed for you. So this all has to do with the way post-tax contributions come out. So just a quick review, the way it has been is that if you were making pre-tax contributions followed by post-tax contributions, they would not come out at the same time. That was in the past. Okay, now they have the ability to do that. So in the past, if you're doing, say, 20% pre-tax contributions, and then the following pay cycle, you're making 20% post-tax contributions, they didn't get commingled. They happened at different times, and they were not additive. So now what they did is they changed it so that pre-tax or Roth and post-tax contributions can actually come out in the same pay cycle. So they're additive. So if you were making 20% post-tax or 20% pre-tax and had 20% post-tax elected, they're going to add up to 40% of your paycheck right now. So that's what we got to talk about. That's the important thing. But again, they've turned off all post-tax contributions for the time being. And so you'll have to make that election, that change in January for that to take effect in February. So just a quick review of some scenarios. I just sent out an email. It's actually going to go out tomorrow morning on the 23rd to our clients, just kind of providing some scenarios to how this works. So again, if you don't make post-tax contributions and you don't want to make post-tax contributions, nothing's changed for you. You're going to leave that at zero, and it's not going to affect your thing. The one thing I will caveat that with, though, is if you're not aware of the benefits of post-tax contributions, talk to somebody about it, just so you're aware of the opportunities that it provides. So from this point forward, if you do want to make post-tax contributions, there's kind of three different scenarios really to kind of consider. So the first one is if you want to keep it the way it has been. In other words, you don't want post-tax contributions to kick in until after your pre-tax or your Roth bucket is full. Essentially what you're going to have to do now is make your pre-tax election, which is, whatever it is for January, keep it there. Make that election, and then throughout the year, as that pre-tax limit gets reached, in that month, you're going to have to go in and make your post-tax election. If you don't do it, again, they're additive. So you're going to do it just the way that to keep it has been. Make your pre-tax election. Throughout the year, monitor your pre-tax contributions when they add up to either $23,000 or $30,000, $30,500 if you're over 50. When they add up to that amount, then you're going to go in that month before the 13th of the month, and you're going to turn on your post-tax contributions so they kick in. So the next scenario is for those of you that are making mega contributions. In other words, you're trying to contribute, say, 80% of your paycheck or a large portion of your paycheck to fill up your buckets as early in the year as possible. So now what we recommend is that you just split them down the middle, because I don't think there's if you're making huge contributions, this is a way to actually get a few more bucks into the plan in doing that. So say, for example, you are making 80% of your paycheck, you're contributing that to the PRAP pre-tax, and you were making 80% post-tax. Well, now just split it down the middle. Make it 40% pre-tax, 40% post-tax. That way they're going to come out at the same time, and you're going to hit the the highest limit before really the compensation limit or anything like that. So that is a way to get to do that. By if you're making the big, huge contributions, it's just splitting them down the middle. And then the other thing is if you're making Roth contributions and post-tax contributions, now what we're saying is, hey, again, split them down the middle. They're all going to eventually end up in the Roth portion of the the Roth 401k inside the PRAP anyway. So for example, if you're doing 20% Roth contributions followed by 20% post-tax contributions, split them down the middle. Now just make 10% Roth and 10% post-tax. It's going to total up to be 20% of your paycheck throughout the month until those limits are reached. And that, again, that is a way to get a little bit more money in the plan because you're not limited on waiting till that pay cycle till that next pay cycle till post-tax contributions kick in. So anyway, I know we just did all of these PRAP contribution reports and analysis for many of our clients. That'll happen before this announcement came out. So there could be a couple changes to how the way you do things. We'll be happy to talk about those with you. Again, we'll be out of the office through January 1st, be back in January 2nd for myself, January 3rd for Alan. And if you got questions, we'll be happy to kind of address those things. But just want to kind of give you a rundown of how the whole thing's going to work. But hey, until then, hey, wishing you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.